What's up, everybody? Welcome Squad Squad and welcome to Slav Guns on Tour. We're at SHOT Show 2023 and I am at a booth that was encouraged by multiple viewers and multiple channel friends. So we're at Apex Optics, a company that's been making quite a bit of a splash within the precision rifle optics market over the last year. And I'm here with Vanya, the man himself, talking about the products that they have to offer and just kind of giving us a good introduction at what you can pick up. So Vanya, first of all, thank you for having me here. I was definitely looking forward to it.
Thank you very much
and
for coming.
that scope apparently has been talked up by quite a bit. Walk us through it, because on paper it looks quite impressive.
Thank you very much. This is our rival 4-32 competition rifle scope. Any kind of long-range dynamic shooting, that's what it was designed for. That was the purpose-built intent of this particular optic. I myself am a PRS shooter, and I wanted to build an optic that had all the features, but not the crazy price point that some of the ones do. So we wanted top-level glass. So we built this in Japan with our factory partner. It's a Japanese ED apochromatic lens system, 34 millimeter tube, 56 millimeter objective lens, parallax that goes down to 15 yards.
So basically, if somebody's shooting air guns or rimfire.
Exactly. So we made this, specifically to be multi-purpose use for rimfire, air guns, and centerfire competitions of any kind. Included in that is our 15 mil per rev elevation turret with a zero stop and a 2-turn indicator. So you're in your second rev. Guys who shoot, especially a lot of rimfire and any extended range rimfire, dial their turrets a lot. So we wanted to make sure this was perfect application for that. And again, all these guys, this is an NRL Hunter rifle. It's light enough that it can go and meet the lighter class requirements as well, instead of going to open heavy or something like that.
Okay.
So,
roughly, how much internal elevation adjustment and how much windage adjustment do we have?
32 mils of elevation, 20 mils of windage internally. With the zero stop system, it does limit you to 29.6 with the zero stop system, but we do have a turret cap if people want to get the full 32. You give up, it's a trade-off with the zero stop, but we do have the replacement turrets that we send out for free for customers that want it.
Okay. And so one thing I noticed, actually two things I noticed on this on this turret is, so you have a parallax adjustment, which does not have markings, which I guess is a good way of going about it.
Yeah.
And the other thing I noticed is the illumination is on, off, on, off.
Yes. Yeah, so it's a six-step illumination with an off in between each one. We want to make sure that it wasn't onerous to go all the way from 1 to 11 and then off, and you have to keep dialing it to get an off position. So if you find a good setting that you really like for whatever application you're doing, you can just go on and then off, and you're good to go.
So at most, you're just one away from wherever you are.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And what's the battery life on the what's the battery life?
So it's a CR2032. Okay. It's a pretty classic kind of watch size battery in most of these optics.
Like roughly what someone should be able to expect.
2,000 hours should be good. Yeah.
So definitely should.
Medium level, kind of. Yeah.
Okay. And the other thing I actually noticed about this, I mean, even though you have both an illumination and parallax, both of the turrets are actually, I mean, it's easy to grasp onto, because a lot of times somebody will have illumination, that's going to be easy, and then you're trying to adjust the parallax, and it's super thin, and if you're shooting out in the cold, it's like you can barely grab onto it.
Right, exactly. We were very conscious with every single part and feature that we had here. Like, we have an oversized zoom ring. We have a throw lever that's removable if you don't want to use it, but I mean, if you're shooting with gloves on, it's easy to grab. If you're doing barehanded, it's not going to destroy your hand. It's not going to, mar it up, or you're going to wind up bleeding onto the scope or something like that. So we were very conscious with every single decision that we made. We had 3D printed models of everything that we wanted to do. We were testing out knurling patterns and grips, and under different varying conditions, whether it's sweaty hands, hot conditions, cold. We're from Canada, so it gets very cold. We want to make sure that the zoom lever was actually, the zoom ring was usable in like minus 30 degrees Celsius, et cetera, et cetera. So.
Okay. And so you mentioned the throw lever. I guess, is that extra?
No, it's not. So the throw lever is included. It comes also with a replacement piece if you don't want it to fill it in. You just put it in, take it out. Just 2 set screws and then put it back in. Same thing with our we have include scope covers, front and back, in there, and we also have the option to upgrade to Tenebrex covers for this Rival 4-32 as well. We sell that separately on our website.
Okay, and I guess what varieties does it come with? Is it only mil-mil? Do you have MOA options, or what are the choices people have?
We don't have MOA options. Being a competition scope, we found that there's really not a lot of demand for MOA rifle scopes for long range shooting in the market that we're currently positioned for. So everything that we do is mil-mil first focal plane. We don't have any second focal plane rifle scopes as well.
Very, very cool. And so what's the pricing, what's the availability? Because you know, you go to SHOT Show, oftentimes you'll see a really, really cool product, and sometimes it might be 6 months, a year from now. Other times we'll show a product and it never comes to market.
Yep.
So this is definitely a product that checks off all the features. How can people get one?
It is available on our website, apexoptics.co right now.
Okay.
We ship tomorrow. So they're available for shipping. They'll be in customers' hands in a couple of days. So
Okay, and how many kids of mine do I have to sell in order to get one?
they're $2,000 US.
Okay. So definitely impressive, but still, for those features that you're looking at, it's going to bring quite a bit more to the table.
I appreciate that. No, for sure. So we wanted to hit all the premium options, all the features that any competition or long-range shooter is looking for at an affordable, achievable price point. We're direct to consumer. We sell directly to our customers. That's the only way that we could build a scope of this quality and all these features and this glass level for that price point.
All right, and what's the warranty on it? Because you know, it's a lot of people are going to have to ask, and especially, I mean, so for a competitive shooter, $2,000 is like, wow, this is like really, really, really great value. For somebody who's just getting into the market, they might be like, well, $2,000, I mean, it's a meaningful investment for somebody, so they want to make sure that, well, it's going to be a good investment.
Absolutely, so we offer a lifetime warranty on the construction, all the components, electronics, everything in the scope is lifetime warranty protected. It's IP67 waterproof rated, fog-proof, dust-proof, all that stuff.
So, I mean, if somebody is not a fair weather shooter and they actually go shoot out in the cold, and in the rain, in the dust, and the snow, the scope should be able to handle it.
100%.
Okay. And is the warranty, is it just to the original, owner, or is it transferable?
It's transferable. We don't actually track who owns the scope. We know every serial number that goes out the door. If it's one of our scopes, we'll take care of it for its life.
So, I mean, truly could be an investment for somebody. They buy it for themselves, they use it, then they want to pass it on to their family member. The scope is going to be covered.
Absolutely, always.
Okay. So this is the Rival 4-32, and obviously as a growing company, you can't just stop at that one scope. I guess you had to come up with some other optics, huh?
Always. We never stop working. It's we're innovating, we're making new stuff all the time, and I'm happy to show it to you.
Yeah, let's go.
This is the just recently announced, as of this morning, Apex Edge 1-10 low power variable optic. We think that this is a perfect amalgamation of a lot of different requirements, and it can be a very, very versatile optic for any kind of shooting that you might want to do. So this is a 34 millimeter tube, 24 millimeter objective lens, pop-up, super tactile, zero-stop locking turret on the elevation, and a locking turret on the windage. It's an illuminated reticle, and when I say illuminated, you can really use it, it's daylight bright. You can use it as a red dot prism type sight as well, but then you have the also benefit of a LPVO. So you can, as you zoom in, certain components become more available to you and other components of the reticle disappear. You can turn the illumination off as well at any point in time. And yeah, we think it's a very, very flexible optic for any kind of carbine shooting, ARs, AR-10s, lever actions, lightweight hunting guns. It's a really, really good option for anything.
So basically, you kind of alluded to it a little bit, but I mean, so LVPOs have really been blowing up, but one of the things that we see with scopes with such magnified ranges is that the reticle is either completely unusable on one end or the other. And it seems like, so we saw with the Rival, like I was like pleasantly surprised that it was usable at the low magnification and it was still not super duper thick on the high end. How do you deal with it with a scope with 10 power magnification? I mean, that's just nuts.
Absolutely. So we're trying to be innovative, like I mentioned, with everything that we do. So we're very, very conscious of the fact that it has to be usable at the low end, mid end, and high end. So we call it our hybrid combat reticle. It's, like I said, the outer segmented rings disappear. You still have a center illuminated dot along with those outer rings that draw your eye to the middle of the focal, of the visual, kind of the optical center. And then you can really zoom in as you need to for any longer distance shots. As you zoom in, that modified Christmas tree becomes available to you, and you can choose to hold over or you can choose to dial. It's really up to you for whatever situation you're in.
Very cool. So I guess even like hunters, so obviously it's natural for like 3-gunners. I saw that, I'm like, yeah, perfect for 3-gun, where you could be shooting a target that could be 50 yards away, or you could be shooting at targets at 1,000 yards away. I guess probably good for hunters as well, who might be stalking.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of hunters have come to me and said, I'm going to put this on my bush gun. Something where you're never going to really go past 100, 150 yards, but where something up close is inside of 100 yards. You want to be able to use something along this line with a really wide eye box. And it's a true 1X certified by a third-party lab.
Okay.
So it's not a 0.96 or 97, 98, 1.02. It's 1X, perfect for 2 eyes open shooting.
Very, very cool. So obviously this is not a production sample.
That's right.
When can somebody expect it? Kind of like what are you targeting price-wise, and when should we start seeing these hit your website?
Yeah, absolutely. So these are going to hit our website probably in the next month.
Okay.
We are most likely going to be opening up a pre-sale for these.
Okay.
They're going to be $1,500 US, made in Japan at the same factory as our competition rival Rifle Scope, and they're going to be available for shipping by June.
Okay. Very, very cool. And I'm assuming probably same lifetime warranty on this product?
Absolutely.
Very, very cool. So where can people find more information about the Edge and your existing binoculars and rival scopes?
Right now it's all on our social media, Instagram, Facebook, under Apex Optics, and it will be on apexoptic.co before the end of January.
Awesome. Very, very cool. So definitely enjoyed learning about your existing products and some stuff that we definitely have to look forward to. Manian, thank you very much. I appreciate you taking the time to sharing about this, and if you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them as a comment below and let me know what you think and which scope tickles your fancy. As always, thank you for watching. Keep on squatting, and we'll see you in the next video, linked up here.